Well, here we go. International airports. We have 2 kids and a wife. Hi.
So what do you do when your first day of travel is actually your worst day of travel? Let me explain. But hang on a sec, let's rewind first. Our family adventure started almost 1 year ago, back in February 2025. And although we did an impressive 150 or so videos, we couldn't quite go into the depth that we wanted to in each video due to the fact that we're travelling so much with 2 young kids. So now, we're doing a rewind. After a quick stopover in Singapore, from which we got no footage, and don't worry, we'll get better at this, we managed to finally arrive in beautiful Sri Lanka. So going back to our first worst day, the first issue we had was we took medication with us, a first aid kit, and of course we packed this under the plane, and Daphne, our youngest, who was 2 at the time, got a temperature. Now of course we had no access to medication at the airport, they had no kids medication, and we had no way of bringing Daphne's temperature down. So we managed to finally find another traveller with young kids, and they had some medication which we managed to borrow. That brought her temperature down, and after a decent sleep on the plane, when we got to Sri Lanka, temperature was gone and she was perfectly fine. Problem number 1, solved. Problem number 2, we got there quite late at night, probably about 11:30 at night. By the time we'd gone and got some money out, it was pretty much midnight or just after midnight. Now we had managed to book through a travel site accommodation for the night, which was great. What we didn't know was that accommodation that we booked almost 6 months ago was now out of business. So basically we had to say to the taxi driver, do you know of another hotel? But he managed to ring some people, so they must have been friends of his, I suppose. And they came down and explained that they weren't open yet, but because we were lost travellers essentially, they were going to put us up for the night, which is amazing. First visitors for the hotel, so they were very excited. We were excessively tired, but also very excited to have found accommodation for the night. They put us up in this beautiful hotel, everything was brand new, and I tell you what, it's probably one of the nicest hotels that we stayed at. So the hotel was called the Alloy Transit Hotel, and you've probably heard the cliche about people saying they treat you like family. Well, this place actually did treat us like family, and I know it was because we were the first guests, but they were incredible, and I'd like to say thank you. I know it's a year later, but thank you so much for putting us up. But have a look at the spread they put out for us the first night. All this beautiful food. This is incredible. After we left that, we started to head down the coast towards the bottom of Sri Lanka. And for that, we took the train. And we continued our adventure down the coast from the capital, or just outside the capital, all the way down through Galle. And that's what we're going to see next. So our first train took us from the Gambo, which is a little bit north of the capital, Colombo, down through to Bentota. Then from Bentota we went to Hikkaduwa, and you can see the train just skirts the coast all the way along, so it's a beautiful view. Then we went all the way down to Galle, but that's in our next video. You can see we had some onboard entertainment, this band. They were actually pretty cool. Kept a good tune, and you can see people weren't that interested, but they were nice. Finally, when we got to our first destination, we got out and managed to take our first tuk-tuk. First tuk-tuk of the trip. We took a lot of tuk-tuks in our trip. This one was great. A lot of room, we managed to put the bags up on top, and it took us to the centre of town, and we then started to find hotels. But after the initial heart-thumping terror of getting to a place, a foreign country, middle of the night, no accommodation, no communication, no internet, no phone, I think we did pretty well.
And there's nothing a good sleep can't fix. So join us next time in Sri Lanka as we head down to Galle. Thanks for watching the Family Adventure Channel Travel Show.